All right, and we are live. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Traffic Tuesdays. And we are talking about principle number 2, which we're talking about virality and algorithms. So basically, last week we talked about disruptive marketing and the top of the funnel, right? Get this on here. And so disruptive marketing in the top of the funnel is really important when you're starting a new business, starting a new ad campaign, starting on a new platform, because you want to figure out how to connect with cold traffic and how to connect with a completely cold audience who doesn't even know you yet. Isn't that right, Michael?
That is correct. You want to, one, get their attention by being disruptive, but then we have to keep their attention as well.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's why today we're talking about the intersection of virality and viral marketing with algorithms. And the reason why we want to start talking about this is because it's really important to understand how the algorithms work if you want to grow an audience on pretty much any platform, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's important to understand how it works, the history, and how to use it to your advantage.
Yeah. So the thing is, and this is actually from Daryl Eves' book, The YouTube Formula. Yeah. Mailed us a copy. Yeah. If you want to build an audience on any platform, you have to understand how you fit into that platform's ecosystem. And so a lot of creators, when they start out, I think don't understand that there's all these different parts to this digital ecosystem. And Daryl Eves outlines this in his book, The YouTube Formula. And talking about YouTube specifically, the digital ecosystem includes obviously the creators of the content, the viewers, but also a couple of other really key important players. So one of them is advertisers and brands, copyright holders, multi-channel networks and other organizations, and the platform itself. And now this is true on YouTube, but it's also true on TikTok. It's also true on all the other platforms, right? And so if we understand that as a creator, we're going in and creating content, not just to grow our business, but to create content within this ecosystem. And if we can understand how we fit into that ecosystem, then we're going to have long-term success, right? And so, wouldn't you say that the advertisers have a really important role in that ecosystem, Michael?
Yeah, they absolutely do. And as much as we love these platforms, we love to be on them, and they're very entertaining for us. The platforms are made to be profitable. And
Mm-hmm.
the only way they can make profit is by selling advertising. So, as the algorithms are built, they're really built to keep people on the platform as long as possible so that they can sell more advertising. So, what that means is the algorithms are built to appeal to how humans consume content. And we all kind of consume content differently, or how we like to consume content, right? Some of us like videos, some of us like images, but it's really about appealing to the message and engagement of what those different pieces of content produce. So when you think about like how to be effective on the platforms and how to be favored, you have to think about why they're built. So when we look at things like Facebook, Facebook's really built around relationships and connections. So you get to see on your feed the people who you're friends with, or groups that you're a part of, right? So that's that community piece of it. YouTube is really built, a big core percentage of it is information, right? So it's like when I have a question about something, I know I first will go to my father and I'll say, "Hey, Dad, how do I change this electric outlet?" Which he says, "You shouldn't be doing this, but if you're going to do it, YouTube it, right? Hey, Dad, how do I replace this tub in my bathroom? YouTube it." Like you literally can go to YouTube for anything. So YouTube is about that information. So giving that type of content is important and keeps people on the platform. With TikTok and Google and LinkedIn, they all have their kind of nuances of what's important to them or why they're built. TikTok entertainment, so you see a lot of things, short entertainment to keep you engaged and on the platform. Google, it's about the search part of it. You're looking for an answer. And LinkedIn is really about networking and, how businesses work together with that piece of it.
Absolutely. And so really, one key thing to understand about how to fit into the digital ecosystem as a creator, depending on even for any platform, right, is to understand that the algorithm really is about the audience, right? Like as Michael said, the algorithms are built, they're designed to keep people engaged, to keep people on the platform as long as possible so that they can sell more advertising space, etc., right? And so if you're growing an audience, if you're starting a new audience on any platform, you need to have a strategy that appeals to the algorithm, but you also need a strategy that appeals to your audience. And so we're going to be talking about later in the Traffic Tuesdays, we're going to be talking about how to really focus on your audience and how to create content that appeals to people. But you don't want to make the mistake of creating content just for your prospective customers when you're starting on a platform. If you're a business owner and if you want to monetize and grow your business and grow your audience on a platform, one key thing to understand, and this is actually from Daryl's book, The YouTube Formula again, but one key thing to understand is that you have two different avatars on the TikTok platform. This is a good way to think about it. You have your audience avatar. These are the people who are going to love consuming your content. And then you have your customer avatar, which is the people who are going to purchase from you, right? And so a lot of people, when they start on a new platform, they make the mistake of just wanting to talk to their customer, right? Because they're going through the effort of publishing content, and they obviously are doing that because they want to get more customers, make more sales, etc. But the problem is that no platform is built to grow your business, right? So you want to think about how you can align with the algorithm and align with the platform's intention first. And that means starting with your audience avatar. So here's a good way to think about it. The way to think about it is that your audience avatar or your customer avatar is a subset of your audience avatar. Okay, so basically when you're starting, a good cold traffic strategy to grow an audience on any platform is to start creating content for your audience avatar first. So this can be a little bit broader, right? You can go a little bit broader. You can go more towards, appealing to cold traffic, because you really have to align with the platform's intention, which is keeping people engaged and keeping people on the platform. Then when you build an audience, then you can start talking more directly and have more specific messages about your product or service, because people will actually care at that point, right? And so think about it like this, right? Don't just hop on a platform and start talking to as if your audience is warm traffic and they're ready to hear about your product or service or about you. Chances are you're going to have to build an audience first, and then creating content for your customer avatar and even making sales and monetizing is easy in comparison, right? And so this is kind of the steps. First, if you want to grow your business with social media, step one is you do want to know who your specific target audience is, right? That's a very important step. But step two is you want to create content that has broader appeal than just your customer. And so this is a lot of the stuff that we were talking about in the previous weeks, right? You want to figure out what demand there is in the marketplace and basically connect your content to demand that already exists. And this is the cold traffic, cold top of funnel strategy, right? So you want to create content that has broad appeal. This is going to align your interest with the algorithm's interest. And so the platform is going to give you traction. And then step three, when you have an audience and when people actually care about what you have to say, then you can be more specific and you can talk to your customer avatar, right? And so that's kind of the three steps to growing your business with social media and reverse engineering it, right? Like if you don't have an audience and you don't have an offer, then, you can start pretty much anywhere on social media. You can just publish. But if you already have a business and you're trying to reverse engineer it, here are the steps that you can use so that you can do that effectively. Did you want to add anything to that, Michael?
Well, I will say I did, funny enough, hear something today that I thought was could be quite relevant to what we're talking about. And when we're
Mhm.
talking about creating content, I know we're going to dive deeper into that with other principles, but it's just funny because this morning I was listening to this gentleman speak, and he was saying, like, when you create content, be genuine, be yourself, be
Yeah.
authentic, and even though you might not get a lot of followers from that, you will get the diehards and the ride or dies that you
Mhm.
connect with. So I thought that was pretty interesting how we're talking about content today and how it comes up.
Yeah, exactly. That is a really good point. But yeah, that's all we have for today, you guys. Go to traffictuesdays.com to get your free gift. And we will see you guys next Tuesday. Thanks so much for watching.